In Galatians chapter 2, verse 21, Paul states that if righteousness came by the law, then Christ is dead in vain. See, whenever people hear the phrase the law, they automatically assume that Paul is only talking about the civil laws or the ceremonial laws of Moses, like circumcision, tithing, dietary restrictions, animal sacrifices, and etc. But that's not it. Christ fulfilled the whole law, which includes the civil laws, the ceremonial laws, and the moral laws. Okay? In Romans chapter 3, verse 20, it states that the law is the knowledge of sin. And the word of God states that no flesh shall be justified in his sight. All of the sins that Paul listed in Galatians chapter 5, verse 19 through 21 is a part of the moral laws. And false believers, they love to leave out the moral laws as if Christ didn't fulfill the whole law. So they're reading these verses thinking that Paul is talking about believers when he's actually talking about unbelievers. So they revert back to trying to keep parts of the law. So therefore, they are standing in self-righteousness and self-justification. That's why they are so quick to judge people for sin, because they are self-justified. But just like the word of God states, no flesh shall be justified in his sight. A false believer is anyone who tries to mix grace and works together. Trying to mix the two is like trying to mix water and oil. It's not going to work. See, they say they believe in Paul's gospel until they come across a verse that sounds like condemnation to the naked ear. And because their faith has not yet taken root in the gospel of the grace of God, just like the Galatians, they are so soon removed from him that called them into the grace of Christ unto another gospel. You have to stand fast in your freedom, okay? And you have to stand long enough to allow your faith to take root